Right. So in this module, we're going to discuss conventional pricing methods and why they don't work, or they're not to your best advantage. So let me start what could be, what is just a lot of numbers, by telling you an interesting story about 99-cent pricing. Have you ever wondered why prices end in 99 cents? Well, in fact, 99-cent pricing came about with the invention of the cash register in the late 1890s. The earliest one I've been able to find, I believe, is this one, and it is in the Smithsonian. It's a very nice machine. When it was introduced, it was an immediate hit and success, because prior to that, company owners, business owners, had to keep their daily tally by pen and paper. And it was difficult for them to keep all of this information, all these transactions balanced, and to give a receipt to their client. So the cash register was wonderful because it would add up multiple transactions, and there would be a tape that came out that you could give to your customer saying it costs whatever it costs. And inside was another tape which gave the business owner the total sales for the day, so that he then could take that number and balance it with the cash in the drawer. Prior to that, because everything ended in even dollars, so that you didn't have to give a lot of change rather, the difficulty was that it was too easy for the clerk to pocket the transaction. So if it cost $1, he just trousered it and forgot to write it in the book. So there was a lot of loss. The cash register, in order to give change, had to be opened. So there was a button that you had to press. The bell was a later invention, by the way. So the drawer would open, then you could give the change if any was required. But if the price was still $1, there was no change. Too many opportunities to trouser the change. So 99-cent pricing was created so that change had to be given. The button had to be pressed, the drawer would open up, and then change would be given. 99-cent pricing was created to keep sales clerks honest. Now, in my progress through nearly 120 consulting assignments in Canada, the United States, and in the Caribbean, I noticed there was a common thread among small business owners, that they really had no rationale behind the way that they chose to price their goods and their services. And let me illustrate with a couple of quick and silly examples, but they are real, and I saw these in action many, many times. The first one I refer to as the WAG method, W-A-G. So you're planning on having, say, a bathroom renovated, and the fellow comes in and has a quick look at it and says, yep, it's $5,000, and that's the price. That is based upon probably his years and years of experience. Much of it may be out of date, and he just calls out a price to you. That is referred to as a wild ass guess method of estimating and pricing. If the fellow comes in and has a pad and paper, calculator, makes a couple of calculations and says it's $5,000, that is referred to as the swag method, the scientific wild ass guess. I would maintain, because I saw this so many times, that both of those processes leave money on the table. And that's not what you want to do in a small business, is leave money on the table. Most people did in fact follow the crowd. That's what I found to be the difficult part in pricing. Yes, the fellow across the street was charging $60 an hour for his services, so I'm charging $60 an hour for my services. That fellow charges $1,000 for that sofa, so I'm charging $1,000 for that sofa. It leads to mediocrity, because after all, if you're following the pack, we know statistically that half of that pack is going to fail. So they're following mostly losers. Mediocrity leads to mediocrity, and mediocrity in pricing leads to mediocrity in your profitability. And most small businesses that I've looked at that got into trouble were only one bump away from a catastrophic failure in their business, and that need not have been. If they had a proper pricing structure, they would have had more profit, they would have done better in the marketplace. I'm going to go to my sushi now. Okay. So, most small business owners are absolutely and totally convinced that the only thing that brings the customers in the door is your price. and the only thing that drives them away is price. That's not true. If it was true, then this particular advert here, silly, I'll grant you that, should be an absolute dynamite ad. Half-price sushi, and it's only 3 days old. Would you want to buy it? The price is fantastic, but no one is going to buy it because it might make you sick. The quality, the value is just not there. It's just not present. So, wonderful ad, but again, I'm just doing this just to illustrate to you that price is not the only factor here that's going to bring people into your store. Yeah. So silly as this example may well be, it's still in use today. Right now it's in use. There are retailers selling last year's products, last year's fashions, at a hugely discounted price in order to move them out. There are contractors offering discounts for cash. In both instances, that leads to a loss of profitability and your business becomes mediocre just by definition. Why people buy is not a black and white proposition to do with price. How people buy, why people buy is something that can be tapped into to make your business better, to find a better pricing strategy that will put more money in your pockets.